whenever you are watching this video. And as you can probably guess by all these signs right here, we are back here at the Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom. Except not Wildwater Kingdom this time, just because last time we came here that was the Wildwater Kingdom visit, so this time we're just going to focus on the dry park. This video is kind of special. This is our last video before going to Cedar Point, so that's right, we will be at Cedar Point by the time this video comes out, so stay tuned for videos like that. But we're just gonna hop in one of our home parks before inevitably getting out there, so let's get right into the park. So judging off this parking lot, I would probably guess there's at least maybe 30 cars here, but kind of a lot of buses as well, so not too bad of a ratio of cars to buses, but I expect this to be a very low crowd day. Yep, a much better front gate crowd than our Wildwater Kingdom visit. Last time we were almost at the security booths here, and now it is about the same time, 10:40, and we are not even halfway to security, so gonna be a very good day. And we have made our way into the park. We're gonna continue our normal routine. Start off here at Talon. Now they were testing as we were coming in, so they're not quite open yet, but once they open that gate, we will get plenty of rides in. And here we are, chain is open. Let's get on Talon. Two rides here on Talon. Unfortunately, they did start holding on the stairs, which is kind of unusual for the morning, but I can kind of get it just because it had a sort of delayed opening. But either way, still very solid rides. Of course, in my magic seat, at least the left side, we actually got the first ride of the day, which is not really a shocker since we were one of the first ones here, but yeah, that was whatever. It was on the slower side, so that was kind of unfortunate. Second ride was in row 6, and that was mostly a full train, so that was a Talon that we know and love, but fortunately didn't get much of the whip that we usually do in row 6, so unfortunate that we couldn't get any more rides, but great rides nonetheless. Well, we were going to try out Wild Mouse to get our first ride of the year, but fortunately morning crowds do get there quickly, so I guess we'll just head over to Hydra for now. I never thought we'd see the day, but as we were walking up, Hydra had 2 trains on it, so hopefully this line shouldn't be too terrible, and yes, it does look like a station wait for now. Hooray for 2 trains and good operations. Once again, 2 rides on Hydra. It just seems that today is going to be 2 rides all day, pretty much. Well, except for Iron Menace, but we will get there. But either way, really solid rides. We got row 8 and row 7 back to back, but it seemed pretty good at first, but it's a little rattly, more rattly than last time. That was pretty much it. Pretty good rides, but overall a little bit of a rattle. Perks of Wildwater Kingdom being open for the season is that midways in the dry park are absolutely empty. This looks really nice right now, and I'm really hopeful for the rides we're about to do. Back at the Steel Yard. I feel like this should be just a second home for me in this park since we're in this area so often, but either way, this day is kind of special because right now I sit at 95 lifetime rides there on Iron Menace. So as long as we can get 5 rides in today, that will mean that I will have 100 lifetime rides. Not as impressive as Ibby coasters, as you can see right here. That's just insane how much he grinded last year to get that, but it's still a pretty nice achievement for myself, and I'm very happy that I've been able to get as many rides as I have on this. So hopefully once we get over there, I will have 100 rides on this. Empty stairs is what we like to see. Not gonna jinx it now because literally anything can happen, but I can pretty much guarantee we'll get our 5 rides in. Well, after 5 fantastic rides, two of which in the front, 2 of which in the back, and the final one being in the very middle and the center of the row, we got 100 rides here on Iron Menace. I know, what an achievement, what an achievement. Of course, not 1,000, but we're not comparing each other here on this channel, but still very, very solid, and I am probably this ride's second biggest fan. I know Ibby is probably the number 1 fan of this ride, but I'm probably a close second in this ride. I really, really enjoy this in a middle seat. And on the wings it can get a little shaky, but I can kind of dismiss that a little bit just because of how fun this ride is. So wonderful that we could finally get our 100th ride here on this dive machine. I feel like every time we come here we are cursed to get no more than 2 rides on this, but today is that day that changes. While we were on Iron Menace, we noticed Steel Force was a complete station wait, so we are definitely going to take advantage of this. And I'm sure we're gonna get at least 3 rides on this, so we'll see how many rides we can get with this empty station. Curse has been lifted. We got 5 rides here on Steel Force. A really solid ride as well. Unfortunately, only managed to get 1 ride in the front car, but I mean, still really good in the back nonetheless. I really appreciate the airtime finale, but of course it is better in the blah blah blah. Better in the front, you know the rest. But happy we could finally get more than 2 rides on this, because it has been a while since we got a good mini marathon on that. I'm pretty sure you know what's next. Thunderhawk, it's only natural since it is down the Steel Force path. And a very, very good sign that Wildwater Kingdom season is in full swing. We got a stairway in the middle of the day. How often does that happen? So let's take a ride. Very rare back row ride on Thunderhawk. Also on one train, so it's kind of odd to see an empty station with one train. Guess the operations were just that good, I guess, but either way, really solid ride. Unfortunately, didn't get the smoothness of a non-wheel seat, but just had to get that back row ride. It is starting to heat up a bit, so we're gonna try and get some of our get our drinks filled either at this stand or at the Burger Barn, so we'll see. And here we are at the Burger Barn, center stage refreshment station, whatever you want to call it, but we can finally get our drinks. Much needed quick break here at center stage, but since nobody is in line for Dominator, we are going to be able to get on it today. We're most likely going to do both red and green. I am very appreciative of the Wild Water Kingdom season going in full swing. Finally managed to get on both sides of Dominator. It is on green side. It is actually surprisingly strong drop. It kind of matches Demon Drop in that sense. Red side is okay. It's your typical SNS shoot up ride. You just shoot up and then that's basically it. The bounciness afterwards is kind of a nothingness, but this is really about that green side and that intense drop. So happy we can finally get back on Dominator. Back here at the Steel Yard, we're gonna get our ride on the other coaster in here, Possessed.
Alright, you'll be possessed in 3, 2, 1.
Got a nice solid ride on Possessed done. I always forget how intense that first initial launch is. I am a regular to this park, but somehow I still forget. Either way, we got a back row ride, which that vertical spike is still elite with all those positive G's in that valley right there. Of course, not really going for twists and thrills like in the front, but I do believe this is better, way better in the back, just because of those positives alone. If you're wondering how much rain has come here in the last few days, there you go. We got a wheelbarrow outside of Possessed to tell you. Just one downside of a less than crowded day, we don't get a lot of Coke refresh stations around the park. I think I counted maybe 2 or 3 that are open today, so really unfortunate that there's not a lot open on a weekday. These are some spooky clouds. It was forecasted that there would be thunderstorms later, so I think this might cut our visit short. We're gonna try and get a few more rides in before the storm comes in, but not sure how much longer it may be. Back here at the front of the park, we definitely have to take advantage of these small crowds and get a re-ride here on Hydra, especially on 2 trains. Really glad we can get our re-ride on this because we ended up getting a front row ride. I really do believe this is a front row ride, mostly because of the view for the JoJo roll, but also most elements hit in the front better. Of course, the drop and then the mid-course drop hit better in the back, but every other moment hit in the front row. I mean, the only reason we could get this re-ride in was because of the crew. Hats off to the crew, and especially with 2 trains. I don't think I ever saw them stack when we were up in the station. So, hats off to the Hydra crew for pumping out trains today. And with us being at the very front of the park, how could we not get a re-ride here on Talon? This will most likely be our last ride of the day, since those storms do seem to be coming in soon, so this will be a very nice last ride to close it out. Also managed a front row ride here on Talon. Not as good as the back, just because there's not a lot of whippy elements, but there are sure enough a lot of positive G's in that front row. Obviously in the left seat as usual, but overall really solid ride here in the front row. I mean, again, any row is good on this ride. But at this point, that would be our last ride of the day. We're gonna start making our way towards the exit. Up here by the main stage, they seem to be doing some Viva La Fiesta prep. They also have a technical rehearsal for the band that I'm assuming will be playing for Viva La Fiesta. So really cool how they're preparing for their summer event. But either way, that is going to do it for this video of Dorney Park. Really appreciative of the low crowds today, and I'm happy that Wildwater Kingdom is squeezing up all the general public guests. But either way, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course subscribe for more theme park content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.